Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to another WinPure's weekly webinar. Today's webinar is titled How to Get Better Business Outcomes for Data Integration, Systems Integrations, and Data Migration. My name is Ben Cutler. I'm one of our solutions specialists here with WinPure. I'll be your host today. Kind of wading into this here as folks are still joining. For anyone who registered for this webinar, you will receive an email with links to my online calendar, a link to the recording, and some additional information once we finish up today. So again, once we work our way through the entire webinar here, we are going to open it up to live Q&A before we wrap up today. So we'll leave at least a few minutes for that. Please check us out at winpure.com for more information, or you can email sales@winpure.com. But really appreciate everyone joining today. Appreciate your interest and your consideration. I hope everyone is doing well, hopefully in the comfort of your own home, or maybe some back in the office today. Just a bit of housekeeping before we move into today's topic. Starting with a quick reminder that everyone is on mute, but you can ask questions using the question box on the GoToWebinar control panel. And again, I'll plan to circle back to those questions before we finish today. So just a few quick slides here to help us with the introduction and company background. WinPure was founded in 2003. We have thousands of partners and clients all over the world. Our Clean and Match software is a data quality platform. It's top rated worldwide. Please check us out on G2 Crowd. This software is available for budgets of just about any size. It's plug and play. It's very simple to use, and we do have a free trial version available. You can get that free trial version at winpure.com, and it only takes about 2 minutes to download and 2 minutes to install. So as an organization and with the software, we help with data profiling, data cleansing, data normalization, data standardization, data matching, linking, merging, enriching, verification. And we also help to guarantee better business outcomes for data integration, systems integrations, data migration, master data management, general data operations, and a variety of other digital transformation or business modernization initiatives. So just a few slides here to help with the introduction here in the background. A quick look at our footprint, some of our clients in technology, government, healthcare, education, and others. So the topic today, how to get better business outcomes for data integration, systems integrations, and data migration. Quick spoiler alert, if you want to guarantee better business outcomes for these initiatives, it's really time to get serious about data quality. It's not a secret. It's just something that no one really wants to be personally responsible for. And it's not something that most organizations have gotten very serious about until more recently. But you actually have to get your hands dirty. Take a quick look at the agenda today. Looks like this. It's a short 30-minute webinar. We've already covered the introduction and the company background. So we're going to start with kind of a warm-up, a few slides to put this all in context, a few visuals, and then we'll take a look at a brief demonstration of our software, Clean and Match Enterprise. So let's jump into this here. We chose to talk about data integration, systems integration, and data migration today, because it's probably one of the most, or probably a few of the most common systems and data, oriented activities that are taking place within organizations today. Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, of course, you may have heard of his book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution. He says that there are 4 distinct periods of industrial revolution, one which he says that we're beginning right now. He describes an industrial revolution as the appearance of new technologies and novel ways of perceiving the world that trigger a profound change in economic and social structures. And of course, digital transformation is one of the terms that we're hearing so much about today. And a lot of different things are really causing all of this. Maybe you've heard about the bad press that the unemployment offices in the U.S. got over the past couple of months because their legacy systems couldn't handle the massive influx of new registrations throughout this COVID-19 crisis. I was actually just recently reading an article about how the U.S. Air Force's Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Command had finally stopped storing data on 8-inch floppy disks sometime last year in 2019. Another article I was reading this morning said that 74% of organizations have started a legacy system modernization project, but have failed to complete it, right? So this is a big opportunity. Again, looking at data integration, systems integrations, and data migration. Organizations from all over the world are literally scrambling due to stakeholder expectations, competitive disruption, and now even more so due to this worldwide pandemic, to modernize the way that their organizations work, which is obviously partially culture, partially vision, partially systems, and largely data and information. So next slide here. Let's look at some of the general challenges here again with data integration, systems integrations, and data migration. Some of the most common challenges include blind spots in planning and scheduling, budgeting constraints, cross-discipline coordination, conflicting visions and goals, other delays, lack of involvement by senior leadership, understanding the different platforms and the conflicting compatibility issues between them, access to the data, data understanding, and general data quality. But let's narrow this down a bit. Gartner says that research shows that 40% of the anticipated value of all business initiatives is never achieved, and that the primary cause is poor data quality. So what I really want to emphasize here is that they're saying that 40% of the anticipated value of all business initiatives is never achieved, and the primary cause is data quality, right? So what's really going on here? We've got tech giants and industry leaders and analysts and consultants all saying that data quality is a massive problem. But again, it's not a problem that most people want to be personally responsible for solving, right? It's difficult. It's dynamic. It's like trying to be a sociologist and trying to figure out what's going on in the U.S. right now as I speak. Again, June 3rd, 2020, with the protests and the riots. It's not a simple problem. There are multiple dimensions to all of this. We could probably spend the rest of the webinar just on this one slide. I can tell you that the data quality is horrible because I deal with data every day. Gartner can tell you that data quality is a huge issue. IBM can tell you that data quality is costing businesses $3 trillion a year. But I don't think that most people really understand how bad it is. And you know what one of the biggest problems here is? It's that data quality is usually still an afterthought. Organizations that do take it seriously and allocate time and resources to clean up the data, they're also often going about it the wrong way. Very, very commonly what we see is that these organizations that do take it seriously, they're either trying to implement 6- and 7-figure solutions specifically designed for IT audiences, or they're putting together teams of 5, 10, 15 people throughout the organization to clean up the data in Excel or SQL or Python, for example. Right? It just isn't the right approach. You can't ignore it, and there are better solutions. So what are some of the industry recommendations? Well, Harvard Business Review and literally dozens of others are saying that a big thing here is that we have to tear down the data silos. We have to clean up the data. We have to integrate these data, these disparate data sets, and we have to distribute the data, right? Make it useful, right? Give people access to clean and useful data. Another study says that businesses are losing $140 billion each year due to disconnected data sets, right? And that's what we're talking about today: data integration, systems integrations, data migration. So we're on the right path. But again, the same article actually emphasizes that 80% of the work is in the actual integration, right? It's not a plug and play process, right? What are some of the other industry recommendations? What can we learn? Well, Gartner says that data quality is not an IT problem. And I really want to emphasize that. They say that IT can help fix it, but that the business needs to own the problem. They say that organizations need to invest in a portfolio of data quality solutions, such as profiling, cleansing, matching, and enrichment. That's a direct quote, right? So all of those organizations that are trying to implement 6, 7, 8-figure data quality solutions built for IT, they're making a mistake. But again, being hands-off, ignoring the problem, or trying to tackle it with large teams, using Excel and SQL and things like that, that's not going to work for you either. So you need a data quality plan. And your data quality plan isn't just going to affect the timelines and the success of your data integration, systems integrations, or data migration activities. Your data quality plan is literally going to affect everyone involved with the organization. Stakeholders, leadership, management, customers, employees, suppliers, and partners, good or bad, they're all going to feel it. So it really shouldn't be so difficult to put together a business case to allocate some time and some budget to do this the right way and to make the data more useful. So kind of wrapping up here, the impacts of bad data quality literally reach across the entire organization. So yes, it's affecting people in a variety of different ways, like we just saw on the last slide there, all across the organization. But let's remember, it's also affecting business outcomes all across the organization: sales, operations, accounting, customer service, marketing, business intelligence, purchasing, leadership, among other areas of business. So in summary here, we know that business modernization and digital transformation and this fourth industrial revolution is driving the need for data integration, systems integrations, and data migration all across the world. We know that data quality is going to be a rate limiting factor in terms of getting better business outcomes. We know that data quality is affecting people and departments all across the organization. We know that the business areas should really be responsible for data quality. And we know that organizations should be investing in a portfolio of data quality solutions such as profiling, cleansing, matching, and enrichment. And WinPure is a simple and affordable solution. The software is top rated, and it's a much better way to profile, cleanse, standardize, normalize, match, verify, and enrich data from various different data sources. It's a better way to integrate data. We know that it doesn't require much training. It doesn't require any involvement from your IT teams. It's built for the business users who have the right kind of insight to actually clean the data and to make it more useful. It's industrial strength, meaning it's built for big data. And instead of taking weeks, months, or years to fully purchase, implement, and train for, our software is plug and play. And it'll also help you to accelerate your timelines. And at the end of the day, better data quality does result in better quality business outcomes. So again, this is going to help if we think back to one of the first slides, some of those general challenges. This is going to help with the blind spots in planning and scheduling. This is going to help with budget constraints, reducing the number of people that you need involved. If you're going to, if you're thinking about allocating large teams to, do this kind of work in Excel or SQL, Python, things like that, reducing the amount of, kind of additional development and programming that might be needed to accomplish these types of initiatives. It's also going to empower your organization to get multiple areas of business involved and to really understand these data quality issues. And this will help avoid unnecessary delays in a variety of different ways, many of which are directly due to data quality problems. So again, this is going to help accelerate your timelines and to get things done well. So let's go ahead and transition here and take a look at a quick demo before we open it up to questions here. We'll try to save about 5 minutes for questions today. So we're going to take a look at a quick demo of our award-winning Clean and Match software, just to show you how easy it is to use, how versatile it is, especially for these projects, data integration, systems integration, data migration, where you're going to need to work with data from different areas of business in different formats, different data schemas, different data sources, things like that. And how you can quickly and easily profile large sets of data to better understand the content and the structure of the data, to pinpoint problems and opportunities, to cleanse and normalize the data, and to match, link, deduplicate, merge, verify, and enrich data for deployment. So let's go ahead and transition here and take a quick look at the software. Looks like we're doing pretty good on time. Great. So I'm going to start just by importing a few sets of data. So what you see on your screen here is our award-winning Clean and Match Enterprise software. Again, it's very plug and play, very visual, really requires minimal training, typically just a couple of hours. It's built for business users, people like me, people that really understand data and the different problems and uses for data and things like that. So it's very plug and play. 2 minutes to download, 2 minutes to install. Again, we have a trial available on the website, winpure.com. So just a bit of orientation, you can see in the lower left here a primary workflow. We move from data, clean, match. We also have verify and automation, right? That primary workflow is moving from data to clean to match. From the data step, if you look up top here, you can see that we can create and open projects. We can import data. We can also export data from this step here. We're going to start just by importing a few Excel sheets. But if you look over to the right here again, you'll see that versatility, where we can import data from a variety of different data sources. So here you're seeing the more popular sources, but you can also break this down and import data from different file types, different databases, and even a couple of different CRMs, right? We also have an API available for more programmatic use of the software, right? I'm going to go ahead and just import a few Excel worksheets here. It's simple to do. And again, this is really built for its industrial strength, really built for big data. So we can quickly and easily import multiple and very large sets of data, right, as you can see that I'm doing now. So it's really built for the business user. Okay? Very simple to use. You can see here this doesn't require much training, right? Just keeping my my eyes on the time here, so we can leave some time for questions. So I'm just going to start just by importing a few sources of data here, just mock data sets here, just using these Excel worksheets. So just looking at the workflow again, we're on the data step. We've looked at importing data and the versatility there, being able to import data from multiple different data sources. Let's move to the clean step. Right away here, you're going to see 4 windows on your screen. Everything is kind of set up for you. Again, very plug and play. There are 4 screens or 4 windows on your screen right now. The 2 on the left are for previewing data. I'm not going to talk about that too much right now, but the 2 on the left here are for previewing data. What I really want to focus on is over here to the right, the 2 screens here, upper right and lower right, data quality profiling down below, and data quality cleansing, standardization, and normalization up top. So down below, what you can see here is column by column and data quality metric by metric. You can better understand the quality of the data. So here what we're looking at are trailing spaces that exist in address 1, in the address 1 field. And I have 24 records that contain trailing spaces in the address 1 column. And if I double click in this cell, I can view those values up top. So it's very visual, it's very plug and play, very point and click, copy paste, very simple to use. And if you follow this over to the right here, you'll see a variety of different data quality metrics to better understand what you're working with. You know, especially working with data from legacy systems. But guys, again, you know, I mentioned previously, data quality is really horrible. I can't emphasize that enough. You're going to see, you know, first name fields that contain, you know, values that are 65 characters long. You know, you're going to see, you know, multiple trailing spaces, and you know, you're going to see all kinds of data quality issues, right? So again, the data quality profiling is going to help you to better understand that up front without any additional build out or anything along those lines. Cleansing and normalization, standardization. So we saw down here in this address 1 column, we have some trailing spaces. Looks like we have trailing spaces in multiple columns. And up top here, you're just going to see how quickly and easily it is to clean the data. So here I'm just telling the system to remove trailing spaces from all columns, run clean. Remove leading spaces from all columns and run clean. And the job's done, and you can actually see this being cleaned down below. Quite a bit to work with here. We can remove different characters. There's ways to convert data, standardize, split, merge. There's a word manager. We work with templates as well. The project is a template. All of this can be saved as a template. So, you know, it's very point and click. It's easy to use, but even above and beyond that, we have some different ways that we can help you out with automation. Let's move over to the match step here, just keeping an eye on the time. So for matching, linking, deduplicating, merging data, we make that very simple. It's also highly configurable for more advanced use cases, record linkage, things like that, for more advanced users. But for a beginner, it's very simple. We're on the match step, configuration. We have 3 sources of data. On step 2 here, just moving left to right, step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 2, we're going to choose the columns for matching. We're going to choose that company name. We're going to use our best-in-class proprietary fuzzy match algorithm. Different levels and dials, different ways to configure this. We're just going to go ahead and tell the system to do the matching using our fuzzy algorithm at 97%. Just a single condition and a single group. But if you see up top, we can add groups, add conditions. So there's a lot more to talk about here. Again, very simple for beginners, but highly configurable for more advanced users and more advanced use cases. Next step here is just the results, where we have all of the results on our screen here, where we can see all of those matching records from multiple disparate data sets here, so we can combine all of this data for more of a single source of truth, a 360-degree view, things like that. For this point, we can assign master records using some different automation techniques. We can merge the data and things like that. But from here, our job is oftentimes it's pretty much done or close to being done. But that's the results. I mentioned verification. So for folks out there that might need to do some address verification, we have that available. 240 plus countries and territories in terms of the coverage. We have the address verification, the geocoding, some postal certification. Different ways to do that. So happy to have that discussion as well. But I'm going to try to leave just a few minutes for questions. I haven't seen any thus far, but again, want to keep it in within the time frame that we scheduled, and just open it up here for any questions that might be coming in here before we wrap up today. But while I give everyone just a bit of time to add any questions that they might have, just want to also thank everyone again for joining today. I really hope this was useful, and you're starting to think about data quality is really a more critical component to all of this, and a better solution to data quality. So the only question that I see here is about the limitations in terms of how much data and how many sources we can work with. So I'm just going to answer that one question here before we wrap up. What we're looking at now is the again, WinPure's Clean and Match Enterprise solution. There aren't any imposed limitations in terms of the number of records or columns or data sources per project. It really is built for big data here. So you can import as much data as you have from a variety of different sources very quickly and easily. Profile the data to better understand the content and the structure, to be able to pinpoint some of those higher priority problems and opportunities within these data sets, to quickly and easily cleanse, normalize, standardize the data, match, link, deduplicate, merge this data, and easily run it through some address verification as well. So no imposed limitations with this Enterprise Edition. So we're going to go ahead. I haven't seen any other questions today, so we're going to go ahead and keep it very brief here. Again, really appreciate you all joining today. I hope this was useful. Appreciate your time, your interest. Again, my name is Ben Cutler, Solutions Specialist with WinPure here. You're going to get an email from me following this webinar with links to my online calendar and to this recording and some more information. Please reach out, put some time on my calendar if you'd like to discuss anything in more detail. So thanks again for your time today, and have a great rest of your week.